Alrighty then. So before we start, I'd like to apologize for what I did to you yesterday about the whole short thing. Um, yeah. I was not only gonna post that one. I was actually gonna post this what if, because it's a new one. But the thing is, I did it multiple times. I did it multiple times, and it didn't turn out how I wanted it to. So I'll try this time. But anyways, yeah. This is actually a new series. This is What If Deku Was in Guardian Tales. Oh yes, if you don't know about it, it's a good game. I like the game. I enjoy the game. And by like I mean I love the game. Now now I'll be honest with you. This is one of the games like I don't think I'll ever do another game one unless it's like Mortal Kombat or Azerlan. Yeah, I don't know how to say the name correctly. Yeah, for the last one. I don't know how to say it correctly. I apologize if I said it wrong, but I tried. But anyways, yeah. Now the only reason I'm putting Deku in Guardian Tales is because there's rarely as a matter of fact, there's barely any male characters. Like the only male character you'll probably find is probably that magician, the one with the purple hair and the fucking the MC. Like those are the only male characters. I'll be honest with you. Like those are the only male characters that I have seen so far. Now, I'm on world I think 9 or 10. Yeah, it's either one of those worlds. So the ship for this one is the Goddess of War and Lilith. I have both of these characters, but I'm be honest here. If you play the game and you're in my comments and you have the new goddess from the update, I wanna fight. I'm be honest with you. I wanna fight. Like I wanna fight you with all of my might. Whatsoever. Like I'm not gonna fight you with my characters. No, I wanna fight in real life. Cause your boy is legitimately struggling. Well, not exactly struggling, but I'm wondering how the hell did you get it when the update was today? But anyways, yeah. So now what will Izuku's abilities be in Guardian Tales? Nothing special. You know, just being able to use ki and all. Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Yeah, that's basically it. So yeah. Now you maybe wondering how he's gonna get ki. I'll be honest with you. I know exactly how he's gonna get ki. He's gonna get it from that master. I forgot what world he was in. I forgot what world he was in, but I know he was in probably world 4 or 5. Yeah, it's either 4 or 5. Probably 4. Most likely 4. I'm not going on the game just to check. I'm not doing that. But anyways, yeah. Um but anyways, you see, I was actually planning to add Gabriel into this. Like, yeah, Guardian Angel Gabriel. But if you've seen the game, you've seen how they made Gabriel look. So I don't know if that's a good thing, if I should do it or not. I mean, like shit. I'm shipping Deku with a goddess and a demon queen. Why not an angel, right? Yeah, I would do it, but I don't like how they represent her, or how they make her look, to be exact. Hold on, let me do some quick thinking, and then I'll come back to you if I want to do it or not. All right. After some careful thinking, I may regret this in the future. I'm be honest here. May regret this in the future. May regret this in the future. But shit, I'm at her. Hold on, let me get the picture. Alright, so I added Lilith. I also added Beth. Now, I do not have any of those characters. I don't have any of the two. Actually, I'm be honest with you. I got Lilith today. And before I got Lilith, the first thing that came to mind, I looked at Gabriel. I was like, shit, should I get her? Like, for a good 5 to 10 minutes. 5 to 10 minutes, I went back and forth between the two, saying, I want Lilith. No, Gabriel, Lilith, Gabriel, Lilith, Gabriel. Like, I was legitimately just I was just fucking shit up in my mental state, and it really got me pissed off that I couldn't choose between one of them. And I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna get Lilith, and I'm gonna get Gabriel later. So that's kind of how it went. But anyways, yeah. So I also added Beth to this. Why? Because, well, what's the point of having an angel if you don't have their significant other, the demon? Yeah, but there's the demon queen Lilith. No. What the hell? Why though? Why would you? Huh? I don't care. I understand that. I think Lilith is probably one of the only angels in the game apart from the chosen one. But let's be honest here. I don't care about her. Well, not really don't care about her. It's just that, I don't know, man. I just don't want to do it. But anyways, so yeah, Deku's gonna have a harem of 4 girls. Oh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Oh, wonderful road to come it is. Hold on. Alrighty then. Yep, harem of 4 girls. Now, I'll be honest here. I'ma only do this as far as I've gotten into the game. Alright. Alright, I'm still gonna continue to get farther into the game. Yeah, I'm at world 9 or 10 by now. So yeah, I think I'm on world 9, because I think world 9. Hold on, let me check. Never mind, I'm on world 10. Yeah, so I'm on world 10. Alrighty then. Let me see. Yeah, so no, it's yeah, World 5, World 5. Deku will be getting his martial arts at World 5. So, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I'm only gonna get to as far as I've gotten. That means to where I have been in the game. I feel like I'm pretty weak, even though like I have toughness of like 300,000 or more. I think it's more than 300,000. Hold on, let me check in Coliseum real quick how strong I am in total. Yeah, 300,000, 280. No, 200,000, 228,933. Alright, it seems decent. Crazy thing is, the strongest character I have right now is probably Rue. If we're talking about the training session, my strongest is Sohi. Yeah. I think I got her yesterday or the day before. But it doesn't matter which day I got her. But anyways, yeah. But alright then. Alright then. That's the layout. Alrighty then. So, oh, where should I start this off? I think middle school seems decent. Yeah, seems decent. Seems decent. Alright, so Deku's still 14 in the anime. Yeah, I'm actually sticking to the anime now, right? That's crazy. Lotus, you're sticking to the anime? Yeah, I'm sticking to the anime. Well, not exactly. Deku's gonna be coming back when he's 18, but shit. So, yeah. So, Deku, he's 14. Alright, just a casual day. Getting bullied by Bakugo after school. Like, legitimately. He's getting bullied by Bakugo in his sleep and shit like that. And, yeah, it's kind of how it worked. And basically, Deku went home, he made it, he played it off like, oh, he was just running and tripped and some shit like that to, well, make Inko less worried and shit like that. Now, we skip to nighttime since we don't really care about him doing his homework or just being smart in general. So, at nighttime, Deku, he's basically, he's basically sleeping, alright? He's sleeping. And all of a sudden, this portal appears. Not next to him, not above him, but under him, on his bed. Like, it doesn't take the bed with him, it just takes Izuku. And Izuku falls through the portal. And Izuku, he's falling at high speeds. High ass speeds, alright? And he just continues to fall. Just falls and falls and falls and falls and falls. And it's when he reaches the ground, shit's normal and stuff like that. Like, Deku's still asleep. And that's when he notices that, well, there's this light in his room. He's wondering, hey, yo, turn on the lights. As Deku opens his eyes to see, well, the landscape of, well, the world. Which part of the world? Not chapter 5. That's definitely not where he is. You know, some random world. Alright? Yeah, some random world. Some random location in the world. Yeah, basically. Random location. As basically, It's basically Deku. He gets up wondering where the hell he is. He knows not of where he is or anything like that. Now, Deku's just minding his business and shit like that. And it's basically, we skip to, well, somewhere else, as a matter of fact. In a white space, between life and death, heaven and hell, where we see an angel and a demon fighting. And that is none other than, well, Gabriel and Beth. No. As the two are fighting. Alright, they're duking it out. I really shouldn't have said that. Yeah, so they're fighting and stuff like that. As you know, Gabriel's saying, I will kill you for God to be proud of me and shit like that. I don't know, man. I don't know how Gabriel thinks. I'm not an angel and shit like that. I'm not a supernatural being, so yeah. And Beth says, like you could ever kill me. As basically, while they're in the fight, now, Deku doesn't know what's going on and shit like that. As basically, they continue to fight until all of a sudden, this thing comes to them. Hold on. But anyways, yeah. So, you know, one thing appears in front of both of them. Not one thing altogether. Each of them have one thing in front of them. Alright, yeah. So basically, it's just an orb. For Gabriel, it's a glowing blue orb, and Beth, it's a glowing red orb. Gabriel's, it's a blue orb with cracks of gold and white in it. And for Beth, it's one with cracks of, well, black and purple in it. Yeah, basically. As basically, they're confused about what's in front of them, and they don't know what's going on. Until, all of a sudden, they feel like they're getting sucked into it. They got sucked into it. As basically, so they got sucked into it. And, well, they're confused because they were fighting and they're over here inside of, well, the little orb or bead, just hitting at it trying to get out, but they seem to be really weak to get out, as they're wondering why, until they just see that they teleport to bless me, in the direction where Deku is, as they know nothing at all, nothing, as basically they see oh god, Deku by this point, he's already sitting upwards. He's already sitting up. And, like, it's not like something like, oh, he's sitting up, like, oh, his knees are up. No, it's basically how you'd sit up if you're a patient in the hospital. Basically like that. As basically, they start to move. They see that they're starting to move forward towards that boy. Now, they've never seen that boy whatsoever. He has green hair. As basically, they start, well, going near him at high speeds as Deku sees the orbs coming in. Deku's thinking, shit, he's about to die. But Deku, he's too stubborn to die. We know that. Deku has the strongest willpower out of all of anime. Apart from Asta. Like, shit, Asta has the best goal out of all anime characters. Like, shit, have you ever seen a man so dedicated to non-puss to go as far as becoming the strongest nigga in his world for it? Nah, bro. Nobody greater than him. I promise you that. But anyways, let's continue. As basically, Deku, he gets up quick, as fast as he can, and starts zooming. Alright, he's just bolting, running as fast as he can, but Deku's not as fast. He's not that fast, at least for this world standards. In his normal world, yeah, it'd be fast. It'd be pretty fast, as a matter of fact. For a person that's quirkless, to be able to at least run that speed, it's kind of useful. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. But hold on, I got an eerie feel. Anyways, yeah, let's continue. Now, Deku, he's just running and running and running. Now, he's able to outrun the orbs for at least a whole minute or two, like at least 2 minutes. But then the orbs start speeding up and they finally catch up to Deku. Deku, thinking this is his fate, opens out his arms thinking he's about to die. Now, the girls say move out the way because they're going to crash into him. Well, at least Gabriel is yelling that. Move out the way. As Lilith, she's just smirking thinking, this kid finally accepted his fate and dies. As basically all of a sudden, they think that they're going to kill Izuku. And Gabriel, for the first time in her life, actually feels sadness because, I mean, shit, look at that face. Does that look like a face of pity to you? Hell no. Hell no. I'm be honest with you. If the Gabriel we know actually acts like this, I'm be fearful for my life in heaven. I'm be honest here. I'm fearful for my life in heaven. Even though I won't do anything disrespectful or senile or retarded in heaven, I'd still be fearful. Hell, if I'm a demon, you might as well just keep me in hell. I'ma just stay in hell. Say, and you can go fight on your own. I'm not your friend. I'm not anyone to you, bro. You could just go up there. I'm cool. And they got a bow too. Oh hell no. Hell no. That's a fast way to see the end of my existence. That's not happening. I'm not willing to let that happen. But anyways, yeah. As basically Deku, his arms are still out, and Deku's thinking he's about to die, but he opens his eyes to see, oh shit, he can still see the light of day, and he's wondering, why am I not dead? As Deku, you know, he looks down at the orbs and he doesn't know what's going on until well, the orbs arrange themselves in weird positions. The orb that's carrying Gabriel goes to where Deku's belly button would be, or his Dantine, and the one where Beth would be goes to where his core would be. As Deku, he says, huh? What's going on? As basically they see that they're going, as Deku sees the orbs getting closer and closer, and they're going inside of Deku's body. As Deku, he's trying to grab the orbs to get them out of his body, but every time he tries to grab them, it's like it's like there's an invisible force field or barrier just stopping them. Kind of like how infinity works. So yeah, as basically Deku, he can't grab in. He's frustrated. He thinks that he's gonna die if they go inside him. Well, he's not gonna die. Well, he has a high chance of dying, but still. But anyways, yeah. As basically immediately when they go inside, Deku thinks he's gonna die, closes his eyes, but a moment later, he opens his eyes to see that, well, he's still alive then, as he touches his body to see if he has any wounds, but he's not wounded. As you know, Deku tries to walk away, but the moment he turns around, he feels this pain, this sudden pain all over his body. Kind of like how, you know how anime characters feel when they feel like that shock of pain in their body, like the lightning strike one. Yeah, kind of like that. As Deku, he falls on his knees and passes out. Well, not exactly. He falls on his arms and hands and knees, trying to endure the pain the best that he can, but the pain gets worse and worse by every second, as Deku proceeds to, fall. Now we skip inside of, the two orbs. As basically, we skip to Gabriel, as Gabriel's wondering what's going on, because nothing like this has ever happened to her. Even though she's a guardian, even though she's a guardian angel, something like this has never happened to her. As she's confused, as Gabriel hears a voice that says, Archangel Gabriel. As Gabriel's thinking it's God, as she says God, as the person says, I'm not God. As she says, then who are you? Are you the demon known as Lucifer? As the voice says, no. I'm neither God nor the devil. I'm not an existence that cannot be seen or felt, but I do exist. I am not here to cause complications. I just wish upon you a good fate for this boy. You shall become his honorary guardian angel, his one and only guardian angel. There shall be no angel above nor below you that shall be his guardian angel. As Gabriel says, but what about all the other? As the voice says, forget about those others. He is your top priority. You shall not be the guardian angels of the others. The many angels you know as your brothers and sisters shall look after your others. As Gabriel, she's just speechless. To know that somebody apart from God is able to actually do that. As she says, but why? As the voice says, you will understand in the future. As Gabriel is just quiet, trying to process what's going on. Well, what just happened? As the voice says, I'll leave you to think and process what has just, happened. As he says, I must go to the other one. She is more stubborn than you. As the voice goes to Beth, as it says, high-ranking demon Beth, as Beth says, huh? Big brother Lucifer? As the voice again says, I'm nor God nor Lucifer. I am an existence that cannot be felt nor seen, but I do exist. As she gets in a fighting stance and says, then who are you? And how dare you? As the voice says, silence. As immediately she feels this pressure on her as she says, what the hell? As the devil says, the voice says, since you are a demon, your purpose is not really to do anything in this situation. The only reason you have been caught up into this is to make the balance equal. As she says, balance? What balance? As she says, as you've seen in the outside world, you have gone into that boy, as well as your, significant other, Angel Gabriel. As she says, Gabriel, where is she? I'm gonna kill her. As the voice says, you will not be able to contact her, nor will you be able to move freely within this boy's body. This orb shall be your home and your only home. You shall not do anything to harm this boy whatsoever. As she's feeling even more pressure, and this time she feels kill intent. As she's fearful, because this is a kill intent that feels to be beyond God and beyond Satan. And as a matter of fact, it's beyond a combination of the two's bloodlust. As she's shivering right now. Not to the point of peeing herself, but still shivering. Because she's able to control her, peeing habits when being fearful. Because she's been in a lot of moments where she's been fearful. For example, first moment she met Lucifer was actually when she was a kid. And even though it was small, even though it wasn't even spread out through the room, the layer of bloodlust that surrounded Lucifer scared her until she pissed herself. which caught the eye of Lucifer and let down his bloodlust to not fear, make the child fear even more. As basically, yeah, she's had a lot of moments where she felt bloodlust. As basically, yo, why am I still in that voice? But anyways, as she says, okay, as he says, good, you shall stay and help this boy, and if he needs demonic energy, you shall give it to him. But that is up to the boy. Well, it's up to whether he survives or not. As basically, she says, alright. As basically the pressure is let off of her as he leaves. Gabriel is finally done processing what happened. As Gabriel, she saw a chair, because in this place, it's kind of like a home for them, more like landscape. Not just home, it's kind of like a whole landscape. Practically has an infinite amount of space to explore and shit like that, so yeah. As basically, the two just explore. Well, Gabriel is sitting down and accepting her fate, as Beth is just exploring. As we skip to Lilith. As Lilith, she says, huh? Where is Beth? Where is Beth? As, oh wow, I really shouldn't have used that voice. As she says, where's Beth? As, as basically, as basically the other demon says, Miss, we don't know, Miss Lilith, we don't know where Beth is. As Lilith tries to sense Beth's demonic energy, as she says, Lilith, as she says, Beth, as, yeah, I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes between the two. So, yeah, but anyways, yeah, that's what happened. As basically, she can't get into contact with Beth, which makes her think that Beth is either dead or in trouble, but she highly doubts that either of those would happen. So she'll just wait and find out if she finds any signs of Beth's demonic energy or anything similar to it. She'll confront that person. So, yeah. That's basically Deku, he wakes up. As basically Deku, he's minding his own business, not noticing that his hair has grown. Significantly, as a matter of fact. His hair has grown a lot. Oh, I want to fight. As basically, yeah, that's kind of what happened. As basically, Deku proceeds to, well, walk around. Walk around. He doesn't see a town or city in sight. Nothing whatsoever. As Deku just continues to walk inside this landscape. But he has started to notice something. He sees these things. He doesn't know why, but he's fearful. He sees these things with kind of like magma monster looking things. And those are the invaders. They're not big invaders like we've seen right now or anything like that. They're just the regular small invaders that you can hit with a sword 2 times and they die. And shit like that. As Deku doesn't know what's going on. As he sees, well, it's just one invader. As the invader is harassing, well, a bunny. As Deku, he's fond of animals. So he goes and, he attacks the invader. As the invader gets pushed, and it didn't take that much damage, but it took damage nonetheless. As it looked, and, as it started to attack, well, Deku. Like the invaders are kind of like the xenomorphs. On sight, if they see you, they're attacking. It's kind of how it worked. As basically, Deku knows nothing about like the world or anything like that. So he does not know about like how the kingdom was invaded or anything like that. So yeah, it's basically Deku. Like at this time, it's actually when the kingdom's getting invaded. Alright, it's actually when the kingdom's getting invaded. So yeah, it's basically Deku. He sees this happening, and he doesn't see the kingdom getting invaded, but he sees the invader charging at him, which Deku proceeds to, well, dodge the attacks that he can, since it's an invader with a sword. and he's able to dodge the attacks, but the invader's really strong and fast, so it's hard for Deku. But he gets a chance. Deku remembers one of the things that he learned from, well, some random hero in his notebook to, well, if they have a weapon, like a handheld weapon, like a knife or a sword, or any type of blade in his hand, kick his, well, wrist to get it out, or harm his wrist in any way that you can. As long as you don't break it, it's fine. As when the invader, well, lets down the blade to slash upon Deku, Deku hits his, well, wrist, like the bottom part of the wrist, making it drop the sword, which Deku not pushes, but, well, punches it away. As Deku's holding his hand now, saying, why is it so hard? As basically Deku proceeds to pick up the sword, seeing as, it's hot, but he continues to hold it nonetheless. As the invader tries to use hand-to-hand combat, but Deku, even though it's a heavy sword, Deku swings, because, well, this may be the last time that he sees the light of day. As after a good 2 minutes of fighting the invader, Deku has gotten the invader tired. He's also tired, so this is his final move. As basically Deku, the invader, do their final moves. As you know, anime style. As basically the invader falls and, well, disappears, turning into, well, nothing but gold and gems. As Deku, he passes out. Alright, passes out. As basically due to, well, the blood loss and the pain. As basically we skip inside of Gabriel. We skip to Gabriel, where Gabriel senses that Izuku has been harmed. Since she can't get out, she can't really help him in this situation. As basically she heals him, well, from the inside, which after 2 minutes, Deku wakes up, as he doesn't know what's going on. As Deku, he sees this window in front of him, as it says, XP gained. I legitimately forgot how much XP just one person needs. Hold on. A level 1 player, how much XP do they need? Hold on for a second. Alright, I have a lot. Alright, Alright, that's about 100. Alright, then I get it now. So, it says that Deku got 1,000 XP. Yes. No, hold on. Let me do this real quick. No, 1,500 XP. And it says he got 1,000 gold. Well, no, 200 gold, 250 gold. Yeah, and it's basically Deku says, As it says add XP. As Deku clicks on it, and he sees his name pop up, and it says Izuku Midoriya. Next to it shows like the whole XP thing, and basically Deku clicks the add XP thing, and you know, it goes in. As Deku, after pressing it one time, he feels significantly stronger. As Deku says, As Deku, he presses it multiple times until a little window pops up and says, hold the button so it can go automatically. And that's basically what he does. He holds it, and he gets to level 5, and it says, need more XP. As basically, he says, don't feel anything, hold on. As all of a sudden, Deku feels another shocking pain. And this time, it's actually 5 times greater than when he got the orbs into his body. Deku, he's hanging on for dear life right now. He's just hanging on for dear life. As basically, Deku's body is getting stronger and stuff like that. Deku, he still looks the same, but there is a significant change. Deku, he got abs, better looking than the ones that he had in the anime. More refined abs, more refined chest. His muscles, they've grown, not big, but significantly to match his body and stuff like that. And he gained at least 2 inches of height. So, yeah, Deku is 5'7". No, keep him at 5'5". No, 5'6". Yeah, seems natural. Yeah, 5'6". It's basically, yeah, that's what happened. And it's basically, no, 5'7". Yeah, 5'7" feet seems normal. Yeah, yeah, 5'7". And it's basically Deku. He has muscles now and stuff like that. He has strength. It's basically Deku goes around seeing invaders everywhere. The more he walks ahead, the more invaders he starts seeing, and they're not only bullying animals, but they're terrorizing humans. As Deku, he sees that he has to save them. As you know, he starts hitting the invaders. Now Deku, he's just punching and punching and punching and punching the invader, and basically, yeah, that's what happened. As basically, Deku has not checked to see how much XP he's been gaining. Now Deku's just punching and punching and punching and punching until he came across one of the big invaders, which he can't beat whatsoever. Which Deku says, "Damn it!" And it's basically now Deku's leveling up abilities do not go the same way as for the Guardian. Like the worlds you complete, you get higher limit. So no, it doesn't work like that. Deku can just level up if he wants to. As basically Deku, he's just fighting, just continues to fight them and fight them and fight them and fight them. And like I said, he stopped at the big invader, which Deku had to run away from. As Deku checked his coins, I'm not gonna give us checked his XP. I'm not gonna give a specific number. I'll just give you the number it will get him to. It gave him enough to get to at least level 20, or so he thought. But once he put it in, it got him to level 23, which Deku found really useful. Deku was expecting the pain, but he sees that he didn't get any pain, and he's wondering why. And that is, due to, Gabriel. Gabriel, gave him protection from the inside. His body has protection. Sure, his body will continue to get stronger, but he'll, well, he won't feel the pain. Deku's bone structure has gotten stronger. His bones are strong, his hands are strong, and stuff like that. And basically, Deku goes back to save those people from, that big invader. As, he beats the invader, and he got XP. It's basically Deku asked what's going on as to, the chief of the village. It wasn't a big village, it was like some small ass village. As the chief starts talking about, the whole village and stuff like that, and how it happened and what's happening with the world and the invaders and stuff like that. As Deku says, alright, then I have to stop them. And Deku heard about how, the city, the castle was invaded and shit like that. As Deku says, damn it. Deku Deku knows that he won't make it in time, but he can at least make it in time to see if there's any survivors or anything like that. And it's basically Deku, he starts off on his journey now. That's when he starts off on his journey. Now, they don't have much gear, but they give him the best that they can. And that's like regular gloves and stuff like that. Now, Deku, he continues to walk. He continues to walk, not knowing where he's going, but he's going to the direction where he sees, at least the broken castle at, or at least the dark red clouds above it. As on his way, he starts seeing more and more invaders as he's proceeding to fight them and beat them. And there are times where he takes at least week breaks to, not breaks, but time so he can train his body. Now, the other way that he gets stronger is not by leveling up, but at least training his body to actually control the percentage of strength that he uses. Deku, he just does it with push-ups, punch training, and many more. As basically, yeah. As basically, Deku, he's at least we skipped to at least a month. A month now. Yeah. A month. 1 year in that world is at least a few months. Yeah. A year. Alright? Yeah. So basically, Now 20 years will pass. Deku will stay in there until like 20 years have passed. Well, to Deku, he'll be older, much older, at least 20 quintillion years old. No, 20 undecillion years old. And that's going to be because of the key training ability he has. Now, basically, Deku, he's about like level, like a whole month passed by, and Deku, he's at level, well, 50. Yeah, because it's kind of easy to get levels. Well, not really. It's really not that easy. But I'm making it easy for Deku since the laws of that world doesn't really apply to him. But anyways, yeah. As basically Deku, he's level 50. As he proceeds to continue to do the push-ups and stuff like that. Just the regular training. As basically, Deku finally gets to the castle. He gets to the castle and sees that, oh, shit. Wow, it's completely demolished. Completely demolished. As Deku, he proceeds to walk and walk and walk and walk. But he doesn't know what's going on. He sees that, it's broken, but he thinks that there's, like, he has high hopes for there being a survivor. But Deku doesn't, as basically, Deku proceeds to, well, go look around. He goes inside the castle to see, well, where the portal was and shit like that, and how, like, the whole portal place is just broken, and there's a letter. As Deku goes to the letter and picks it up, and it's a letter from, well, the princess, the first princess, not the young one. I'm never making a ship with that young beanie princess. Like, bro, she's a bean, I'm not gonna lie. She is still a bean at chapter 10. I don't care what you say. She is still a bean. I don't care how old she is still a bean head ass. Alright, but anyways, yeah. So, Deku, he proceeds to, well, read it, as the letter saying, to that who is reading this letter, by now I am probably dead, or I am somewhere else, or the city has been invaded. If you need to know where we are, here's the directions. As she just leaves him a map showing where she is. As Deku says, wow. As Deku, he continues to, well, go. He just moves forward. Nothing new. Yeah. Move so forward. Nothing new. Just moving forward. Just casually walking forward. It's not like anything special's happening. So yeah, Deku just moves forward, but this is when he gets out of the throne room, the transportation room. He sees a mob of invaders. As he's surprised about what's going on, because he didn't see these much invaders when he walked in. That's when he realized, oh shit, they were hiding all around him. And Deku noticed that he's surrounded by not just a few hundred, but at least 2,000 to 3,000 of them. And Deku says, crap, as Deku is fighting his way out. And he's fighting his way out, and he doesn't know how he's doing it. So Deku, he's fighting his way out, and Deku, after beating like about 1,000 of them, Deku's really tired. Really tired. As Deku, he's about to get jumped now. Like, legitimately, he's about to get jumped now. But then Deku thinks and says out loud, if I have a guardian angel surrounding me, I think now's about the time you should show yourself. As he yells that out, as basically, that's when a sparkling light and a barrier appears around him. As basically, Deku looks up slightly, like, as he sees none other than, well, Gabriel. As Gabriel, not having this face, shows a face of sincerity, as Deku looks up at her, tired as hell, as she hugs Deku and says, you did well. Now it's my turn. Rest for now. As Deku, he falls asleep, as Lilith keeps the barrier around him, as she starts floating with the bow in hand and starts shooting the living crap out of mans down. like he's shooting the invaders down and stuff like that. Now, since she's inside of Izuku's body and she's not really a part of, well, his team, she doesn't get the XP. Deku does. So yeah, she killed all of them, even the bosses and stuff like that. And Deku actually, well, was able to meet, well, the big ones the big monsters we see in chapter 10. Yeah, those big ones that were able to break the princess's barrier. Yes, he saw them. Well, he didn't exactly see them. It was Gabriel who saw them early, but Deku didn't, so he knows nothing about them. As basically, Deku, he gets up about a day later because he's mentally exhausted and he doesn't know what's going on. As Deku gets up, as he says, huh? As he looks around to see no invaders, and he's wondering what's going on. As Deku says, huh? As he looks at his inventory to see that, oh, he has equipment. Because he never looked into the inventory or anything like that. He only looked into that add XP thing. As basically, Deku, he looks at the equipment, he sees that, oh, they have a sword and shit like that, and they have a gauntlet and stuff like that. As Deku, he feels like he'd be better off using the gauntlet. As Deku says, alright then, I guess I'll be using the gauntlets. As basically, Deku proceeds to grab the gauntlets. They're not high level gauntlets, they're just 1-star bronze gauntlets. Yeah. As Deku just, well, goes with the gauntlets. As basically Deku trains and shit like that, and he was wondering where did his guardian angel go, or did he just see things wrong? As basically Deku checks on the add XP thing, and he sees that he has a lot of XP. A lot. So he's wondering what the hell? At least 20,000. As he says, God damn it, how did I get so much? As he doesn't know how he got so much. He knows not of how he got so much. As Deku, he adds the XP to himself, as basically Deku, he gets bumped up all the way to level, well, 100. No. Yeah, 100. And it's basically, no. Yeah, level 100. As basically Deku says, huh? As Deku, he feels the pain now. As Deku falls, not hanging on to dear life this time, because he's able to actually sustain and keep the damage, and he passes out, getting his bone structure stronger and stuff like that. And yeah, as Deku, he continues to go. Just continues to go around and stuff like that, fighting invaders, getting XP, whilst also training his body to control his abilities. Now he's been passing through the world until he got to, well, the whole place where the princess said she would be, or thinks where the princess would be, and he sees that there are no traces of the princess, nor the knight, or anything like that. As Deku's confused, and he doesn't know why, as he doesn't know about Heaven's Hold or anything like that, and Deku's severely pissed off. As basically, Deku, just continues to go on his travels. As basically, this is when Deku goes to, well, about the library. Yeah, that's school. And as he's hearing rumors from the students about like a ghost or some shit like that. And Deku, he's confused. As basically, Deku can't sense the magic. He knows that there's magic in this world, but he can't sense it or anything like that. As basically, Deku, he goes to the school. He enrolled himself into the school just so he can see what the hype is. Now, there was talk like this, like most people looked at him like he was a girl and shit like that and stuff like that. Well, mostly the guys. The guys thought he was a girl or some shit. Cause well, yeah, cause of the long hair. But Deku reassured them that he was a guy and stuff like that, and that made the girls fiend over him a lot, as a matter of fact, making the boys jealous of him. But anyways, Deku, in that time he stayed at the school, Deku stayed at the school for a whole year. Well, no, 2 years actually. Not seeing a trace of the demon, not seeing a trace of the ghost. Cause at this time, this is when the guardian, or the main character, is going to be coming into the school. As basically, Deku just, well, watches as it happens, just watches as shit happens. And basically, as that happens, Deku's just, well, watching everything happen. Like, shit. That's when the hero comes and stuff like that, as basically, hero's talking about, oh, there's a demon in here, and shit like that. And Deku, he says, but he's never seen a demon, though. As he now understands magic. He can use magic. He's been using, Gabriel willingly gives Izuku her magic because she doesn't really feel any ill intent towards Izuku, nor does she sense any ill intent from him. So yeah, she lets him use it. And Lilith has magic such as light magic, holy magic, and shit like that. Yeah, she can use the elements and shit like that. Yeah, basically the demons and angels can use the basic elements easily, but they have specific magic for them, like holy magic, light magic, and heavenly magic, and stuff like that. And basically, he legitimately had to force Beth to give him the magic, which he still got it in the end. Basically, as basically Deku, he thought of, well, adding the two magic together. And he tried it multiple times, actually. Multiple times, but it failed miserably. But then Deku got an idea. Why not kind of make it like the yin and yang? As he did. He did, and Deku didn't go to school for at least a week. And the teachers was wondering what was going on, but they ignored it since Deku was a straight A student. Just like, well, not straight A, but yeah, straight A in this one. So, yeah, so they let it slide. Or they'll just ask him when he gets back. As basically, after that full week, Deku didn't eat or sleep. He just did the training, and he finally perfected it in the end. As he's able to use yin and yang magic now. As Deku also created a new form of magic. Fallen magic. As basically Deku says, this will be useful. As basically Deku, he proceeds to, well, go back to class, and the teacher's asking what happened, and he says he was just training his magic and shit like that. And she says, oh, alright then. As basically, yeah. But she didn't notice it, nor anyone. But Deku's the tips of his hair were white. Like, most people noticed it, but they didn't tell him. Because they thought that he knew already. But Deku, in fact, did not know. Which they did not know as well. So, basically, Deku continues to walk. He just continues walking around and shit like that. And he sees, well, the Guardian coming after school. As he's wondering what's going on. As, he's following the Guardians around and shit like that. As basically, you can pick any random character you want it to be. As basically, Deku, he's basically watching it happen. Basically, he's watching it happen. He's watching them talk to, like, the people inside the school and shit like that. Not really caring, just watching them. As Deku says, alright then. As basically, yeah, that's kind of what happened. As basically, Deku, I've been saying basically a lot. I'm sorry. As basically, as Deku proceeds to continue following them in secret. As he hears their conversation, he follows them even to the picture of the principal where he first sees the ghost now. As, Deku was there and he got trapped inside with the Guardians when they were fighting the ghost principal's picture. As basically, they tried to get Deku out of there, but they couldn't, so Deku had to fight with them. Now, Deku was able to completely mollywop, and I mean mollywop the teacher, as they were wondering, how? Impossible. He's not a guardian. As Deku just walks away, because Deku is a secretive person. He can sense that they're strong, or at least have some sort of, like, leveling shit or something like that, but he doesn't really care. So Deku just proceeds to leave, as, he leaves the school after taking care of, well, the ghost and shit like that, and he leaves. Didn't even graduate. Didn't even bother graduating. He didn't care. It's basically that's when Deku. Well, what was the fourth world? Hold on, real quick. Let me check something. Chapter 4 was the desert. Yeah, Teton Kingdom already happened. Well, Teton Kingdom, Deku wasn't a part of it, so. As basically, Deku, he went to the Desert Madness area. Well, not really. He just found himself in the desert. He wasn't even near the city whatsoever. He was just in the desert, just fighting those people off. It's basically Deku, he continues to fight, not really caring about what's going on. He just knows that, oh shit, he has to survive. As you know, Deku proceeds to survive. He stays surviving, and yeah, that's what happens. Deku survives. He survives in there without a hint of, well, getting hurt or whatsoever. And that's when Deku, he stays inside that desert for a year. And that's when, there were merchants traveling, and they were talking about city of Shen, and the whole martial arts thing. And Deku says, maybe I should go there. As Deku stops the merchant and asks him where the direction is to the city of Chen, and they give him not a map, but at least pointed him in the right direction. As Deku says, alright, thank you, as he paid them some gold, at least 1,000 gold, which they thought was a lot, as they said, thank you, sir, as Deku proceeds to go to the city of Shen. Now, by the time he arrives, this is when the Guardian is first arriving. The Guardian sees them, and they try to approach him, but they can't because they were interrupted by the teacher coming in, or the master. Now, the tests go as per normal, but this time, Deku didn't even last long, actually. Deku tried to learn the technique multiple times. He was practically a prodigy, able to unlock his meridians and sense the key, the chi in the air, the key and stuff like that, but he couldn't do the technique the master did, and therefore, he was kicked out. Now, Deku is not mad at this, because he understands where the teacher is coming from. What's the point of teaching someone who can't learn? Because it's not that he's refusing to learn. No, he's incapable of learning it. So, he feels like Deku should learn from someone else. Hold on. My eardrums are ringing. But anyways, yeah. Deku goes to the city of Shen. He was kicked out and stuff like that. As Deku, he starts going on his own. He legitimately starts going on his own, trying to learn further education, stuff like that. As Deku, he proceeds to just go around and stuff like that, just trying to learn Ki. Now, not the technique that the teacher taught him, but Ki itself. As basically Deku learned about cultivation, that's when he's first gonna meet actually Lilith. No, not Lilith, Beth and, Gabriel. As basically, he meditates and he opens his mindscape. And in his mindscape, he sees these two people. As he sees, Gabriel and Beth. As Gabriel was sitting down drinking tea until she got teleported to his mindscape. As she says, you're here. As Beth looks and sees, Izuku, as she says, this brat. As she looks and she sees, Gabriel, and she says, Gabriel! As Gabriel looks to see Beth, as the two were about to start fighting until Deku yelled out, stop! As the two of them are fighting and were about to fight until they stopped and look at Izuku. As Izuku says, you guys can fight on your own time, but not when I'm around here. As Gabriel said, yeah, he's right. As basically Beth says, yeah, whatever, what do you want, brat? As Deku says, your power, As Lilith says, like, hell, I'll give you my power. No, not Lilith, Beth. As Beth says, like, hell, I'll give you my power. As Deku says, it's either one way or another. Either I beat your ass or you're gonna willingly do it. As she says, like, hell, you can beat my ass. You're just a pathetic human. As Deku proceeds to whoop her ass. Respectfully. Like, he legitimately whooped her ass. Like, he made her drop the sword, grabbed her, sat down on a chair, and started spanking her. See, I'm not one to condone violence. I don't like hitting girls, but sometimes you just gotta whack a bitch. Yeah, sometimes you gotta whack them. You gotta hit them. But like most of the time, you gotta keep your cool. But anyways, yeah, he spanked her until she started crying and stuff like that. Cause this has never happened. She's humiliated and it hurts. Cause Deku is strong as hell. So as she's crying and says, alright, I'll give it to you. As Deku notices that she's genuinely crying of sadness, and Deku feels pity for her, which, he sits her up, right? Kind of like how you sit on Santa's lap. Like, not like your legs between, like, his legs, but your legs across his legs, and Lilith thinks that he's about to hit her and stuff like that, but to her surprise, he hugs her and he brings her into his chest, and he says, you can cry now. As we skip to Lilith's past about like the whole fighting angels and demons and shit like that. Lilith, she didn't really want to, fight. Lilith, she was a product of two demons. Lilith didn't really know anything or why they were fighting or anything, so she didn't really know why they were fighting. And she was confused. She just thought that, they did something bad, but she didn't really know the reason. So all her life, she was really forced to fight the angels without knowing. So she just thought that the angels were bad people. Didn't know why, but she just knew. Until she finally realized the truth, but still was being forced to, fight the angels. Which forced her to, have to put on, a brave face to not show weakness. But this is the first time that she actually gets to actually show her, true emotions. In which she's crying and yelling, I didn't want to fight them. I don't even know why they're fighting. I had nothing to do with this and shit like that. And it's basically Gabriel's hearing all this and she's feeling sad. Because she's hearing about how, Beth was dragged into this by, her parents and, her superiors. Like, she had nothing to do with this, which kind of breaks her. Like, legitimately, it would break a person. As basically, she says, alright then, as basically, she's, she wants to calm, she wants to calm her down. So she says, alright. And she respectfully wants to calm her. She goes and hugs her to reassure her that they don't have to fight anymore since she wasn't a part of it to begin with. And she cries even harder to hear that from an angel because she just wanted to be heard. And, yeah. It's basically, that's where, their relationship starts to form. And it's basically, yeah, that's what happened. It's basically, she hold on. Okay, I'm back. Where was I? Alright. Yeah, when the relationship started, so yeah. Let's get to a few years later. Everything happened. If you don't know what happens, let me tell you what happens in each chapter, cause yeah, I'm not gonna keep Deku in that world for long. Alright, in chapter 1, castle gets invaded. Yeah, they had to move to the forest and find a safe place. That's when they got taken to Heaven's Hold and shit like that. Chapter 2, they had to go to Teton City to recruit one of the other heroes, but the city was attacked and nearly destroyed by invaders and shit like that. And then there's the magic school, like I said, the whole ghost thing and shit like that. People got possessed, people who died, and stuff like that. There were even some that got petrified. No, not petrified to be exact, turned into stone. Yeah, more like it. Desert of Madness, slavery. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, City of Chen. Well, basically, they learn to use ki, but, well, enemy side attacked and master dies, so new student appears. The inn, basically, that's world 6. Basically, you turn into an ant. Well, you're the size of an ant, and you have to, well, try to escape due to a fairy turning you into an ant, a food fairy, and stuff like that. Then there's the Dungeon Kingdom. Actually, we'll start right here. Yeah. So basically, Deku's in Dungeon Kingdom now and shit like that. And basically, during this time, Dungeon Kingdom has a lot of succubuses, and basically, Deku, um, he learned a lot from the succubuses. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyways, yeah, he went to Dungeon Kingdom. He did the work, did some big body work, lifted heavy stuff and shit like that. Then there's Mount Shivering. I don't know why they named it Mount Shivering, but it's kind of funny. And basically, it's Mount Shivering, and basically, Deku's basically going in Mount Shivering, basically in the harsh temperatures, trying to go to the highest mountain to do his cultivation and shit like that. So, yeah, Mount Shivering, basically, General dies, basically courtroom shit like that, trying to find out who did it, and yeah. Then there's the Raw Empire. I'll be honest with you, I just now finished it and I already forgot what it was about. It hurts too. It legitimately hurts to have forgotten what happened. It really does. Hold on. Let me see if it can jog my memories. Because I'm summing it up for you guys in the shortest way possible that I can. Alright, I remember now. Okay then. I remember now. Basically, you go to another kingdom to find another hero that works under the Dragon Knight. They had to go to the Dragon Knight because of an incident that happened in the Teton City. And anyway, so yeah, they go face the Dragon Knight. Also slavery in there too. But they stopped the slavery and shit like that. They had to go against the general who turned into a monster, killed that man. Unrecorded World. I have just started that, so I don't know much. I'm only on chapter. I'm on the second side quest, so yeah. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, but anyways, that's kind of how it is. So basically, Deku's been training now. He's been going around getting a lot of equipment. Let me tell you how the equipment is ranked. Everything has five stars, but like the rankings are kind of weird. There's common, there's uncommon, then there's legendary, then there's epic. Yeah, pretty much. No, there's uncommon, there's ultra rare, then there's legendary, and then there's epic. Yeah. Now, the colors. Common is basically the color of bronze and stuff like that. Uncommon is blue. It's blue basically. That the blue color. Like any color of blue that you find like to be your favorite blue, but like more precisely, like not sky blue to be exact, but like ocean blue. Yeah, ocean blue. And then there's the ultra rare, kind of like silver but darker gray basically. Yeah. And then there's legendary. You know what legendary usually is, either gold or yellow. And yeah. Then there's epic. Epic is green. Epic is the highest tier. I don't know why they did that, but shit, it's interesting nonetheless. But anyways, yeah, all his gear is, well, all the gear he's gotten over time are basically epic equipment, like the highest tier. And basically Deku, he wants to get new equipment that's, well, made for him and made for him specifically, like the equipment to, well, look good for him. It's basically Deku knows about the blacksmith and stuff like that. He met the blacksmith. That's how he's gotten, well, the epic tier gear. That's basically Deku. He proceeds to, well, to go to, well, the blacksmith. As he gives the blacksmith a blueprint of what he wants. Yeah, a blueprint of what he wants. And basically, she takes the blueprint. After many days, like Deku, he knows about the blacksmith habit of breaking equipment and shit like that. So, yeah, as basically breaking equipment and stuff like that. And basically he got her a lot of equipment. So, yeah, after a week, she finally got Deku's equipment done. And Deku, for like the clothes wise, when it comes to the armor, like the shoulder plate, the forearm, the wrist, and stuff like that. Basically, what you see here. Yeah, the blacksmith made that, but with the clothes, on the other hand, he went to, well, a sewing artist too, and she had her, well, tailor it. Well, not really tailor it, but make it for Izuku while giving her, well, the equipment, well, what she needed. And he got really good materials for her. As she asked if he could get her one for her, not for the clothes. As Deku says, yeah, I'll just give him a few months and he'll be able to get it. And basically, after the month, Deku got it for her. Now, about this time, about at least, like I said, Deku's gonna be staying in here for 20 years. 20, yes, 20. 20. Alright, 20 years. Oh, that was a nice crack. Wonderful ass crack. Great ass crack. Beautiful ass crack. Oh, but anyways, yeah. It's basically Deku. It's been 10 years, doesn't know anything and stuff like that, but he did hear something about like the hero disappearing and shit like that. And Deku didn't really care because he knows that they can handle themselves at least. So yeah. And Deku has come across all kinds of invaders and stuff like that. But yeah, now Deku's gonna be staying, like I said, only 20 years. Now, Deku, he only has at least 6 years left. So in the 6 years, he got his clothes and stuff like that. But on the first year, Deku, he was traveling and he came across this baby dragon. Now, should I get a picture of the dragon? Probably, so I will. Yeah, he finds this baby dragon, but smaller. So, yeah, as basically, it travels with Deku and grows. Now, Deku, it's officially a part of his team now. So, yeah, it's a part of his team now. And basically, Deku sees that it's a part of his team. Unlike the player who can only have 4 people on his team, Deku can have an abnormally large amount. But that's if he wants to. As basically, Deku gives, seeing as how he's probably level 1000 by now, not knowing his full level, he's around level 10,000, and it's not like he hasn't given himself levels with the XP. No, he's been doing it because of his cultivation. His cultivation level has gotten higher and higher, as well as his prowess. Hence why, well, his hair is now fully white. Yes, he finally noticed that the tips of his hair has gotten white, and he finally sees that his hair is now, well, completely white. And it's basically Deku, yeah, he's kind of like that. And, that mark appeared on his head. He didn't really draw that or anything. No, it just appeared on his head out of nowhere. But Deku doesn't care about it. He's just thinking, probably like a third eye, about how to help him see everywhere. Well, at least in a radius or some shit like that. And yeah, it's a part of that and stuff like that. So basically, Deku over this time has been looking for a way to get out of his world. Deku has found no traces. So yeah, so basically Deku gives all the XP he has to the dragon, which ends up getting the dragon to at least level 2000. Now, the dragon is much older now. It's much older. Now, since its body is, well, too small to endure the power, it has to go around and train itself. So Deku lets it go free, since its durability is enough to protect it from any high-level invaders or monsters trying to catch it, and so is its speed, so he lets it off. But it will return to Deku soon. And basically, Deku starts training and, well, cultivating as he sees Lilith and Gabriel and stuff like that. And during these, well, 16, no, not 16, these 12, these 14 years they've been together, the two have fallen in love with Deku after at least, like I said, Deku stayed in. He first met them after Shen City, so he met them after 5 years he came. So he was at least 19 around the time. He would be 19, but in his world, hmm, 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 hmm. 5 years would be 5 years in there would be 4 years in the outside. So Deku, like I said, it's been 14 years. So Deku is about 17. No, no. Yeah, 17 and a half. Hmm. 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 14 years. No, 16. 16, about to be 17 now. Yes. Alright then. So, yeah. Basically, Deku, he's learned the ability to manipulate time and space around him because he knows that, because now he's able to use magic and chi and ki, and he knows that, well, ki and chi and magic has infinites of possibilities, so he manipulates space around him in reality to make, well, things like the qi magical energy condense around him. Now, Deku always has to make 3 clones when he's meditating. Why? For the 3 different types of things that he's using. First, there is, well, magic, then there's chi, then there's, well, qi or ki. So, yeah, it's basically Deku. He just trains it and non-stop, and basically that's when he finally lets out, well, Beth's energy. Now, Deku, like I said, he's dating Gabriel and, well, and Beth. And over this time, yeah, they've done it. They've done it, not all the time, because Deku doesn't really cultivate that. When he does cultivate, it's at least a few years inside his mindscape with them, so he gets to do it a lot with them. But if we were being honest here, to us, it wouldn't even seem like a few, like, hours. It just feel like few days for us. So, yeah, it's basically, yeah, and stuff like that. So basically, Deku, like I said, Deku would be around 20 undecillion by the time he ends it, and Deku is now 16. He's 16 undecillion years old. As basically, Deku continues to train and train and train and train and train, and basically the dragon during this time for that year, Deku for a whole, like, half a year has just trained. Alright, half a year. As basically Deku, he gets up and releases a lot of energy while also releasing Beth's and Gabriel's energy, but mostly Beth's. As basically he released the energy of Beth, which Lilith finally feels this. Now, the goddess has been, well, released already by the hero a few years back, and she senses Gabriel's energy. So the two, they zoom to where Deku is. As Deku, he just got up and stuff like that. As basically, the two see Zuko. And Lilith is asking where's Beth, as he says, and why should I tell you? As Lilith says, I am his queen, and Izuku says, yet you care not for your subjects' well-being. As Lilith said, what? As Lilith, she was a newly appointed, well, demon queen. She didn't really know about the previous demon king, Lucifer, and stuff like that, how she really thought. So she didn't really know much about Beth. All she knew was that Beth was strong, and she was a reliable person. So she didn't really know about it. As basically, she asked, what are you talking about? As Deku, he grabs the two, and he teleports them to his mindscape. Well, knocks him out and sends them to his mindscape, where in his mindscape they see Zuko, Gabriel, and Beth. As basically, they're thinking of attacking each other and shit like that. Well, the goddess and Lilith. And so Deku says, "Stop before I kill both of you guys inside of my mindscape. If you die in here, you die in real life as well." As they don't they think that Izuku's weak, and they said, "Oh yeah." As Gabriel says, "I wouldn't do that if I were you, goddess. He will kill you. He wouldn't hesitate." As basically, she says, "What? Why would I be scared of a human?" She says that human is more than enough to kill at least a few gods among us, possibly this whole world. As she's now frightened hearing this. As basically, Izuku goes to Beth and she says, "Beth, are you okay with me telling Lilith here about the whole situation?" As Lilith heard her name and she says, "Huh? How do you know my name?" As Deku says, "The moment you entered my mindscape, everything about you was known to me." As she's surprised, as basically he also knows her preferences and she prefers strong men, not big bulky men, but strong nonetheless. As basically, and she wants to be dominated. Yeah, she wants to be dominated. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's what happens. As basically he goes around and he goes and explains to Lilith and the goddess about, well, Beth's mindset and stuff like that about what happened. And after hearing that, the goddess and, well, I really need to know her name. I'm gonna learn the goddess's name again. Hold on. I really don't want to call the goddess by that name because it's hard to pronounce. Well, not pronounce, but it's gonna be forgetful real easily. Plidvice. Oh my god. As basically, yeah, the goddess Plidvice and Lilith are crying, basically. They're crying due to, well, the sadness and the things that she went through mentally. Not physically, but mentally, because physically she has a strong durability, but still, even if you have a strong physical appearance, mentally is much different and much worse. As basically they go and hug Lilith and stuff. Even the goddess who, well, goes against the demons that much. As basically, yeah. As basically, as basically Lilith and stuff like that are wondering, Lilith and Plidvis are wondering if he can get them out. As Deku says, at least 6 more months and I'll be able to get them out. As Lilith and no, not Lilith and the others are cool with it. And basically, over that month, over those 6 months, Deku has trained and gotten more friendly with Plidvis and Lilith, and the two have started falling in love with him. Now, only 2 years have passed by now. Only 2 years. Alright, only 2 years. So that means Deku is now 17. Yeah, 17. Alright, so yeah. It's now 16 years. So Deku, he got Gabriel and Beth out of the jar and stuff like that, and the four of them became a thing. So basically, Deku, he thought that he's reached a high enough point, cause Deku, he's practically boundless. Everybody's boundless. I mean, shit. Everybody's fucking boundless. It's what we do with that boundlessness that, well, restricts us. Another quote has been created. That's crazy. I'm never becoming a poet. I'm never gonna be saying my quotes in front of anybody other than you guys. So, yeah. So, basically, Deku, one day he's just going around with Lilith and the girls until all of a sudden the sky goes dark as Deku says, huh? As basically the dragon basically appears in front of them, and basically Deku looks at the dragon intensely like they're about to fight, but then they think that they're about to fight. They're not worried about Izuku, but then the two charge at each other, alright? like seriously, like they're gonna fight. But then, to their surprise, they see the dragon fall on Izuku and start licking Izuku and shit like that. As Deku says, "I knew it was you. You're the little dragon I saved a long time ago. How have you been?" As the dragon speaks, well, mentally, but still they can hear it as it says, "I'm good, master. I'm happy to see you again after so long." As the dragon says, as Izuku says, "Yeah, now let's go home." As he says, "Home?" As Izuku says, "Of course. You came back for me, right?" As the dragon, he smiles and says, "Yes, master." As basically they go and stuff like that, and Deku, he has a house, well, more like a castle. So yeah, that's kind of how it is. And basically, they live inside of that castle in peace and in refuge. And basically, yeah. Now, it's about like 4 years later. Deku has done it with Gabriel and shit like that, and the girls a lot of times and stuff like that, but they have yet to be pregnant. Why? Because Deku, he's a dick, alright? They wanted to have kids, but Deku says, no, not yet. So, yeah. But, anyways, yeah. So basically, Deku says, "I think it's about time I get back to my world." As the girls said, "What?" As they all yell, "What?" with sad faces, as they said, "You're leaving us behind?" As Deku says, and who says, "I'm leaving you guys behind?" As they're surprised, and they said, "You're not leaving us behind?" As Deku, he says, "No." As Deku says, "Well, everybody, out we go, outside the house. Get out the house!" As basically, well, not really yelling, he just says, "Get out the house." As they all get out, as they said, "But what about packing?" As Deku says, "We don't have to pack. I'll show you the house." Oh, so much work. So much work indeed. As the castle, it looks like this. This big body ass castle. They lived in the sky. So, since, well, they're all able to fly. So, yeah, they're all able to fly, so they live in the sky. So, Deku, he shrinks the castle and, you know, he puts it away, because what he's about to do will take a lot of energy from him to at least get him back into his world, let alone bringing 5 other forms of existences with him. As Deku, he basically, he looks at a specific spot that he wants to at least start the crack inside now. As basically, Deku, he creates a giant sword. A giant sword. Bigger than you might think it is. At least bigger than the planet. Well, not bigger than the planet. Half the size. 1/8 the size of the planet. As basically, Deku, he thrusts his hand forward as the sword goes flying at a high speed into that specific spot, as it's jammed in there real good. As Deku, he grabs the hilt of the sword as he proceeds with 2 hands. He's holding it with 2 hands, not one, 2. As he just drags, like, I feel like like anytime I'm making an action scene, I at least do one of the moves so I can actually visualize it. Sure, I may have like a big imagination, but visualizing things, like mentally visualizing something, like a weapon or some shit like that, I can't do that. I really can't do that. So I have to actually like do the move so I can legitimately visualize it at least. So yeah, so basically Deku, he pulls the sword, he drags it upwards and downwards, making a slash. As Deku, he makes big hands, really big hands, to grab them, and he grabs both sides and he opens it. As the girls and the dragon are just feel like they're seeing a master at work. Not a master, but God, supreme being, a celestial being, a deity just doing their job. As they're mesmerized, they feel like they're seeing something miraculous here. As basically Deku opens it, as Deku says, "Get in quick!" As all of them go flying at high speeds. As Deku, Even he's slow, so he's slow since he's lost a lot of energy. He's lost a lot of energy. Deku, he's boundless and stuff like that. So Deku doesn't have a limit, but the strength he's at right now is not able to get him there. Deku, he's only about level 1 million now, and that's still too weak. So yeah, that's kind of how it is. As Deku, he goes and he says, "All right." As Deku, he slowly floats inside, but he stops all of a sudden. He's tired, which Gabriel, well, the dragon uses its tail and grabs Izuku and pulls him through the portal, which, well, allows Izuku to, well, get inside the world too, as basically they all go into the world, not crashing down or anything like that. No, just fly into the world and stuff like that. Nobody saw like the whole sword crack and shit like that happen. Alright, so yeah. That's where I'm gonna be leaving it off for part 1 of What If Deku Isn't Guardian Tales. If I get to chapter 11, I'll make one where Deku has to go back to the world. So yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I apologize for not posting for legitimately 6 whole days and making that short yesterday. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been Lotus Widdis with What If Deku Was in Guardian Tales. And, yeah. Bye-bye.